If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you. And yes, Karibuni, welcome to our story. There is indeed a place for people like you. Now I would want to call upon someone we all know as either Isabella or Gaha. Miss Isabella Gaha Namodi, known to most of you, and is Tuendelee Foundation's founder. To give a brief word of what Tuendelee means from that perspective, and now, almost 10 years into the journey, what the future holds. Karibu sana Gaha.
Thank you very much, Lucy, and hello to everyone. It's wonderful to have you with us. And I think in very many words, or few words, we will just start by saying asante, thank you, merci, obrigado, muchísimas gracias, and all the other languages that we have not yet said. And you ask, why Tuendelee? Just from the word Tuendelee, Swahili, it means let us progress or let us continue. The foundation was set up with the intention to go on and to make more people grow, develop, succeed, so that a family can succeed, a nation can succeed, the whole world can succeed, one student at a time. So when I was thinking about this event, I wondered, what might I be able to share with you all? And something that really struck me is an event that happened back in 2021. So Tuendelee officially started in 2017, was growing slowly but surely. And then 2021, something interesting happened. I was then working on a full-time job. I was struggling to, manage Tuendelee on one side early in the morning and late in the evening after my work, which was very busy. And I sat and asked myself, how do we go on? Is it possible that it's time to call it quits? And where should I call it quits? Is it in my full-time job or is it with Tuendelee? Because there was just too much happening. Yeah. And when I thought to myself, I said, maybe because Tuendelee is still young, just 4 years, and our first students came in 2019, I thought maybe it was too early for me to start it, and maybe it's time to say goodbye. And so I thought, okay, there are very many people who together have contributed to Tuendelee so far. It's only fair that we let them know. It's a bit tough to manage. And so whatever we have left in the kit, we are going to surrender back to them. And the students who are on the program, will make sure they finish, but will not take any more students. That was way back in 2021. By then we had 14 scholars. So I slept at night, having made the decision, because handling both of them was becoming too much. I had to be up at 5 to meet the Kenyan team. I was not in Kenya then. And I was like, okay, it's better now than later when we can't manage. So in the morning, when I thought I had the plan to say goodbye, one of the donors in this call called me out of the blues. And she said, hi, Gaha. You and your team have been doing such a wonderful job. I've just been looking at the opportunity you've given us to make a difference in a structured way. We ourselves want to give. She was talking about her husband and herself. said we wanted to give in a structured way to make sure something is continuous, but we don't have the time, we don't have the energy. And Gaha, you're doing it for us. And so she said, we have decided to start making a monthly contribution. And she said, my first standing order has been set. Please keep up the good work. Can you imagine how confused I was? Because that was the day I was thinking, let's call it quits. I can't. But that reassurance from the donor told me, one, we are doing something right. And two, it's not just us. There are thousands of donors behind us who are helping us to make the dream come true. And so openly and honestly that day, I knelt and I said, I'm sorry for giving up a dream that was for more people than just me. And that donor that day gave us hope. I've never told her this story. But when I was thinking of appreciating donors, it just felt right to tell you all who are on this call. It's not just me and the team behind that is making it work. It is all of you who every month, every quarter, every year, every fundraiser, you give something, because that has made us keep going. I just wanted to show you the numbers. If you can look at the screen. 2021, when we were thinking of calling it quits, we had 14 students. This year, we have 54 students. Then we had 7 mentors enrolled. And can I tell you, after the feedback, that is when the mentorship program started. Today, I am happy to say there are 47 mentors who have given of their time to mentor our students. 2021, there were 3 students who had just graduated, and that was the first graduation year. As we speak, and some of them are on this call, we have 13 alumni. And we just had 1 student who had a permanent job. Now they're 11. You can see 13 out of the 13 alumni, 11 are already in full-time jobs. So just to tell you what the power of your contribution, your presence, your time is making to us, to our students, and to the community. And when I was inviting some people to this event today, some of them said, oh, you're doing so much, and I've only given so little. I just wanted to share with you the last slide. So some say, I didn't give much. Why would you give me time? And I'll just start step by step, right from the bottom. If you gave us $2 or 200 shillings, that was transport for 1 student for a day. 250 shillings, that is a meal for a day. If you gave us 4,000 shillings or $31, a student has transport for a whole month. With $67, it's upkeep. And it goes all the way. We give our students laptops to make sure they can study. It's $315 or 40,000 shillings. And if you want to make sure the student does the whole degree program, it's $5,000 or $635,000. So you can see no donation is too small. The first dollar makes sure someone eats. So as we celebrate today, I just wanted to tell all of you who are on this call, you're giving your time as mentors. You're giving opportunity for students to be on internship, or you're giving financially. You're giving us advice as members of the board. You're volunteering in whatever other way. Thank you, because we are in this together. Asanteni sana. We are all in this together.
Let's see those reactions and claps for Gaha. Thank you very much. And if there's an evening where you'll hear thank you a lot, it will be this evening. We can't say it enough. So at this point, we will continue in the thank yous through various ways. We will have a note that was written by one of our students, Mr. Steve Odhiambo, who is from the cohort of 2025, CPA student at Osho College. He's also a lawyer in the making. We do big things at Tuendelee. And Steve currently interns at Tuendelee Foundation in the Legal and Secretariat Department. Then we will have a video of one of our students, students, Gerald Musyoki, also from the 2026 cohort, a Bachelor of Commerce student at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology here in Kenya. He knows he can beat any odds and build his career, is what he says. After which, we'll have a bit of test of our wits with a quiz led by our own Juliet Mureithi. So we'll have Steve's note is on screen, and I request Mary to read it on his behalf if he has not joined on the call yet. And then we can play Gerald's video.
Excuse me, Lucy, I'm in the meeting. My request.
Okay,
Thank you for your kindness.
go
and
ahead,
unwavering
do it,
support.
Steve.
Your contributions continue to make a
Okay,
meaningful
thank you.
difference and inspire hope in the lives of many young people. Dear generous donors, thank you for your kindness and unwavering support. Your contributions continue to make a meaningful difference and inspire hope in the lives of many young people. I appreciate your compassion and commitment to this noble cause. Steve Odhiambo, CPS Scholar under Tuendelee Foundation.
Thank you very much, Steve. We are very proud of you. Next, I'll ask Joshua to help us play Gerald's video.
My name is Gerald Mawili Musyoki. I study at JKUAT. I'm a third-year student pursuing Bachelor of Commerce. Being a Tuendelee scholar not only means the financial support, but it also creates a sense of responsibility and a sense of being a role model to the community. It tells me that my dreams are valid and that someone believes in me and has decided to sponsor or has decided to invest in my future. I can say the main excitement comes from the financial support, since I will have peace of mind to pursue my goals. I won't be constantly thinking of where I will find financial resources to finance my education. I'm also excited about the internship opportunities where I will gain adequate advantages, or I will gain experiences from even mentors who have experience in the field I study.
Gerald, we are very proud of you. And thank you all, our donors and our friends, for being part of the change in the lives of many in this country and beyond. We will also have a note of thanks from one Maureen Wanjiko, who is from the 2026 cohort of beneficiaries. She is a CPA student at intermediate level at Adab College, all the way in Nakuru. If she's not on call, I'll request Mary to read the note on her behalf.
Dear donors, I sincerely thank you for your support towards my education. Your kindness has given me hope and opportunity to continue pursuing my studies towards a brighter future. I appreciate you and promise to make the most of this opportunity. Regards, Maureen. Thank you.
Donors, you see what you are doing? This is because of you. Thank you very much. I now invite Juliet to test our wits a little bit. Karibu, Juliet.
All right, everyone, we will now kick off with a short icebreaker to enable us to interact with each other. We will use a platform called Mentimeter, and the link for the icebreaker has been put in the chat. So if you could all go to the chat and click on the link, it will take us directly to the platform. For those who are new to Mentimeter, I will share my screen and show you guys how to play it. So if you look at the screen, you can see the question on Mentimeter. It says, in one word, how would you describe your journey as a Tuendelee donor? You have 30 seconds to put your answer, and you can put as many answers as you'd like. So for example, I'll put meaningful. Then you click submit. You put inspiring. Click submit. And rewarding. And then click submit. You can put in as many answers as you'd like. The chat, click the link if you haven't yet. As you can see on screen, your answers have been shared. There you can see your answers.
I see rewarding, inspiring, impactful, meaningful, life-changing, transformative, fulfilling, helpful, touching, purposeful. I'd be willing to bet that these are the same reactions that the students, the scholars get, and that the same reactions you donors, the same feelings you donors are having. So this is a very beautiful mutual relationship, I can say. Let's keep putting our answers.
Okay, everyone, I hope you've put in all the answers you wanted to put in. That will be the end of our short icebreaker.
Thank you very much, Juliet, for that. I request that we keep the words on screen for another 5 seconds and project it as large as possible so that everybody can see even the tiny words. There we go. Proactive, fun. I had missed a few words. They were too small for me to read. Fantastic, uplifting, communal, community. That is indeed what Tuendelee is. Informative, great. An aspect of accountability, promising, technology. And in and through all this, we are growing together. Pamoja, tunaendelea. At this point, you can keep it up. You can keep it there even as I speak. At this point, we'll have a few spotlights from both the scholars and some of you, our donors. And we'll be hearing from our beneficiaries, and we shall start with the story of one of our beneficiaries, one Mr. Boniface Chacha. He is in the 2026 cohort studying Bachelor of Commerce at KCA University. He's just completed his coursework thanks to this scholarship. He will share his journey, but his journey will also be peppered with some story from his home university, KCA, Ms. Susan Aduwo, who is the resource mobilization individual at KCA University Foundation, as well as hopefully a representative from where he is doing his internship, that is Rentokil, Kenya. So at this point, I will ask Mary to introduce Boniface Chacha and take over that session.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be part of Tuendelee Foundation. My name is Mary, and it's a pleasure to introduce one of our incredible scholars who will be sharing his journey with us. Through Tuendelee scholars, not only do our scholars receive scholarship, but also gain access to leadership and internship opportunities that help shape their career journey. We've seen remarkable growth in confidence, skills, and ambitions among our scholars. So, Chacha, it's your time to share your experience with our donors and to share how grateful they have impacted our lives. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Boniface Chacha Samuel, a recent finalist from KC University, who was pursuing Bachelor of Commerce accounting option and awaiting graduation to graduate on November 28th without default. My journey at KC University has not been easy, and I have experienced a lot of setback. Since I joined in the year 2023, I have been looking for a job, for a part-time job, for any something that can earn me an income, but it was bearing no fruits. In the year 2023, after my father death and my brother get retreated from job, leave me with no stable foundation. At this juncture, I decided to join the security company known as Babs, and I was stationed at FKF Kasalani, which is, for those who doesn't know, it is almost 28 kilometers up to KK University. And I was doing the work at night, and in the daytime I was in class. It was hectic. I couldn't manage to arrive in the school earlier, to go into class earlier, since I was the class rep in some unit, most so for the accounting unit. I decided to seek for job transfer, where I was stationed at KCA University. Maintaining both jobs and classes was hectic. I couldn't manage. It reaches a time last year, 2025, as we were approaching our BC and the cycling tour that was held to Mwanza, Arusha, Tanzania. I was ushering student and a visitor to join the event at the gate as a security guard. But I come to know more about the KCA Foundation, which is one of the co-partners with Tuendelee Foundations, and I joined. So through that one, I get to apply to KCA Foundation, and I was shortlisted, and I was enlightened to be one of the scholars. And then I joined Tuendelee Foundation, and I really appreciate, for one of their core pillars is to sponsor students. I received this year a full support of my school fees. That was a scholarship, and it cleared my balance and reduced the burden of my fee. After that one, I do it approaching this April. I was leaving the security job since I had completed the study. I was wondering, my God, where am I going to step next? But through our Tuendelee, which is, I refer to it as a family of friends, they linked me with the internship opportunity, and I applied to Rentokil, and I got it. And for here, I'm working as a credit control intern at Rentokil, and I really appreciate, since it has reduced my burdens in terms of fee, in terms of upkeep. I'll be now able to full commit to my study, do the professional courses, and I really appreciate the Tuendelee Foundation. I really appreciate our great donors. Be blessed, and God be with you all. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. We're very proud of you, Chacha. I invite Ms. Susan Aduo, who is the Head of Resource Mobilization at KCA University Foundation, to add a little bit to Chacha's story. Susan?
Thank you very much, Lucy and Tuendelee Foundation. Good evening, everyone. And yes, to Chacha, Chacha's story was moving. Chacha had been through quite a bit. He's a very determined young man, because you can imagine an undergraduate student working at the gate. His classmates are seeing him working, and he's going to class, and then he wears his uniform, he goes to work. So all that, really showed something about him. He was really a determined young man. And other than being determined, Chacha had exceptionally good grades. Despite the challenges he has talked about, he's literally an A student, if I may say. His GPA is really high. And he's weathered the storm. So when Chacha, we met Chacha as he was working, because we interact, as staff, we interact with the security guards. And you can see there's something different about this young man, He's in school, he's studying. So when he got to apply for the scholarship, we encouraged him to apply when he came to inquire. And when he told his story, he actually emerged one of the top students from the interviews that were done. And that's how he got the scholarship. And Chacha has remained humble. He kept his security job until he was able to finish his coursework. And his story has moved a lot of people. In fact, during our award ceremony, KCA Philanthropy Award ceremony that we held last month, it moved some other staff members to say, I want to support a student like Chacha. So out of his story, we got more students being supported. And we asked, oops, I'm sorry, I'm not able to start my video because I'm actually in transit. So I may not be able to put on my video. So out of Chacha's story, we have gotten more sponsorship, and people are getting to understand what it is that some students go through to enable them finish their education. So he's a young man we are very, very proud about, and we really, really wish him the best. And thank you to Tuendelee Foundation for taking him up. We know he was a little outside your league, but I'm sure you saw something in him that you thought you could nurture, and here he is. We wish him all the best, and thank you so much to Tuendelee Foundation. You're a partner we are really, really proud to be working with. Thank you so much. Back to you, Lucy.
Asante sana, Susan, and we are grateful for your partnership at KCA Foundation as well. And thank you, Chacha, for giving us the opportunity to nurture that partnership between Tuendelee and KCA. We'll continue this evening. As I said, it's an evening in Nairobi of saying Erokamano, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. Thank you for heeding the call to start the journey. Remember, I said being in Tuendelee Foundation is a journey. You walk, crawl, run, fly, all speeds are welcome as long as there is movement forward and movement together. Yes, Tuendelee, with Tuendelee Foundation. I would request us all to put on our videos, those in a position to do that, so that we can take a fast group picture. And Joshua will be on standby to take a photo of all of us here present today as we are saying thank you in our hearts and in our own languages. So let's, Joshua, arrange us so that we can take this photo.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, everybody open your video and let's shout Lucy. Let's shout Lucy as the screenshot is being taken. Everyone with a smile, big one, Lucy. Lucy. Another one. Thank you very much. Again, another big smile. Tuendelee. Tuseme tuendelee kwa pamoja. All right, asante sana.
Thank you for that, Joshua. And as we continue rallying together, you can keep your videos on. It's nice to see all your beautiful faces wherever you are. You can keep your videos on. Let's also take a minute to say thank you to each other. So this may end up sounding a little confused, but I'll ask all of us to unmute and say thank you in the language of our mother.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Urakoze cyane.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As we do that, I ask the control team. Thank you. We can now mute. I ask the control team to put up on our screens and on chat links to Tuendelee Foundation virtual communities. So we are present on LinkedIn, we have a WhatsApp community, and take some 30 seconds to join this community. Once you do, give us a thumbs up emoji or write thank you on chat. If this is your first time with us, start the journey with us. As I said, it doesn't matter what time you start. Anybody is welcome to join us at any point in time. I will give another 20 seconds for us to do this, and we can move on to the next part of the program. And I believe there's some nice music for the background as we are looking at the links and joining.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you.
Thank you.
I've heard up there the streets are made of gold.
Thank you, Joshua.
And when you get there,
thank you very much, and thank you for joining our communities. We welcome you, and we'll always be happy to have you. At this point, we continue hearing from ourselves, and we'll hear from some of you donors. First up, we'll have Mr. Ron Halligan. He is a seasoned finance professional and has been one of our international donors from America. He's not only given generously to scale the impact, but regularly shares his ideas on how we can make our programs more effective. After Ron will be Miss Irina Wandera, who is Kenyan and what I would call a citizen of the world because she has toured many countries. She is one of our very treasured mentors, contributing to the growth of our students, and is a regular donor to the foundation, and I am very happy to call her one of my personal friends. Next, we'll have Ms. Jane Kombo, a member of the Tuendelee Foundation Consulting Board since 2025, and doubles up as a member of the fundraising committee, giving herself selflessly to ensure growth of the organization and our programs. So welcome, Ron, Irina, and Jane.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So nice to be with you all. Just a few reasons why we give to Tuendelee. First and foremost, just sharing God's gifts. I mean, everything we have is a gift from God. So all He asks is that we be generous in sharing those gifts with everyone else, and it's easy to do so. The second, access to education is just really so important. You know, personally, I needed financial assistance from the time I was in first grade all the way through my university years. And if it wasn't for the financial support that I received, I would have never enjoyed the professional career that I had. So just sort of passing that on to others because I needed a lot of help. And specifically with Tuendelee is, well, Gaha asked me, and how can anyone refuse Gaha, right? I mean, such a wonderful, inspiring person. But what's really most powerful as a donor and so inspiring are hearing the stories and testimonials that are being shared. It's so much easier to give when you can actually see and hear and feel the progress that's being made, knowing that the gifts you give are being well stewarded, just making such a big difference for the scholars and their families. So thank you for letting me share those few thoughts.
Irina?
Thank you so much. I hope everyone can hear me and everyone is doing well. I'm Rina Wandera, a friend of Lucy. We met in KU, but we became good friends at the Rotary Club of Nairobi Central, where we used to call her Mother Hen. And what happened, there's a time I was looking for scholarships, so after university, and I kept on applying. I think I applied up to 4. I know people apply up to even 100, and I gave up. I just gave up. Then one day, Lucy forwarded me a scholarship opportunity, and because she's Mother Hen, she said apply for this one. So it was more like a command rather than just sharing something she had found. And I did apply after I'd given up. Like, it's because she told me to apply, that's why I applied. And I got the scholarship, and it has changed my life. Right now I'm in Canada, and I can say that's because of Lucy, because through the scholarship I was able to do my master's. And after that, I was able to get a job with Canadian organization. I was still working in Kenya, and they brought me here. So you can see the power of the networks we form, as well as getting the right friends and mentors to help you through this journey. Why I give, other than what Lucy did or encouraged me to do, I myself am a beneficiary right from a very young age. Like Ron, I lost my parents when I was very young, and my uncles took me up. So there's no day I was sent home for school fees. I went to some of the best schools in the country and was able to succeed through that support. So I'm really grateful. I always wanted to start an education foundation, and I realized it was very hectic, like Gaha explained, doing a job, fundraising, and all that. And then I said, why reinvent the wheel? Let's support what already exists. Right now, I'm still in my baby stages of being serious about supporting more. But Tuendelee has been a good opportunity to make true my commitments. And I hope I'll continue doing that and get more opportunities and more people to support. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and all the best to our scholars.
Thank you very much, Irina. Excellent. Next, Jane.
Thank you so much, Lucy. And Irina, actually, it seems like tonight we get to meet as Rotarians. I now know one more Rotarian. So hello, across the screen. Really, Tuendelee is about creating friendships, amongst a community, like we've just done now across the screen, and creating friends with the scholars that we do. So thank you all for joining today, and a very warm welcome. Good morning, evening, afternoon, depending on where you are. And we're really glad that you could join us. So I know Lucy has asked me to speak perhaps as a donor, but also as a board member. I came to know about Tuendelee from a very good friend of mine who I know is on this call, that is Florence, who thought I had something to perhaps contribute, but most importantly, learn from Tuendelee. And Ron said, when Gaha asks, you must come on the table. And so that's how I'm here. And really, every day, I know across the screen here, in your day-to-day, you're either looking at data, spreadsheets, sales figures, just to see where your return on investment is. Are you doing something that is important? But being here today and every day, not just as a board member, but as a donor, alongside all of you, each one of you, and all the people who were up the donor screen when we were starting, I realized that Tuendelee, our return on investment is not measured on margins or percentages, really. It is measured in human potential. So it's measured in the bright, the ambitious Kenyan youth, like we've had Gerald today, we've had from Chacha, Maureen, and the rest, who have brains, they have the grit, they have the passion to change the world, but they just need someone to unlock the door for them. So every time we commit our resources, we aren't just funding tuition or buying a laptop, like Gaha said earlier. We're not just writing a check, but we are actively rewriting a life story. So we are telling a young person that we see you, we actually believe in you, and you're not walking this path alone. And I think we really resonated with Chacha's story earlier. So behind every statistic of our success is a young student who can now sit in a lecture hall, sit there without the crushing anxiety of school fees. Will I go to class tomorrow or not? But we realize that there is a future leader who is being mentored to break cycles of poverty, one who will step into corporate boardrooms, one who perhaps will innovate the next big digital solution, be an entrepreneur, and actually just impact the society. So to my fellow donors who are here, and perhaps those that you represent, we say thank you. We are really, really appreciative for choosing to be the bridge between these young students who have a big dream but perhaps cannot get there. So your generosity doesn't just fund an education, it ignites hope, it builds dignity, and Susan spoke about Chacha's case, and it transforms an entire community from the roots up. So to our incredible donors, thank you so much. We really, really, really appreciate for helping us go that one step every day. And to the incredible scholars that we do have, you're our inspiration. So we encourage you to keep pushing, keep learning, keep showing the world what happens when opportunity meets determination. And tomorrow be a donor for somebody else. So I think for all of us, my urge is let's keep moving forward together. As our name reminds us, Tuendelee, let's continue to grow. Let's continue to support and to progress. because our return on investment again is on the potential that we have in these young students. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Indeed, as the song reminds us, there's a place for people like each and every one of you. I'd ask us to turn to our chat for a few seconds, and type one word from the brief talks from our three friends, Ron, Irina, and Jane. One word which you will carry forward in your donor journey into Tuendelee Foundation.
If you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you. I've heard.
Thank you. I'm seeing them. Education is dignity, changing lives, inspiring, resolute, igniting hope, giving back, bridging the gap, networking, game changer, encouraging. Have I missed any? And somebody says one word is very limiting. I should have made it a sentence. But that goes to show how much we would want to say about Tuendelee Foundation and what the impact is. So write sentences and share the story of Tuendelee in larger sentences and paragraphs across your networks and across your platforms, and be ambassadors of Tuendelee Foundation. We continue this evening to say Oriomuno, Obrigado, Ejoknoi. That is Luya, Portuguese, and Turkana, saying thank you. We have a few more notes from one of our scholars, Miss Roxy Mwaizi. She is from the 2023 cohort, an economics and finance alumni from Kenyatta University here in Kenya. And she volunteers as part of the editorial team of Tuendelee Foundation. In her absence, if she is not on call yet, I'll ask Mary to read the note on her behalf. Thereafter, we will hear from another donor, Miss Lanabel Choi Doston. She became a recurrent donor through whose support we have been able to employ 2 full-time staff at Tuendelee Foundation. True growth, impacting not only our students, but the mechanism that assists our students. Lanabel visited Kenya last year to see firsthand what it is Tuendelee was doing, and I believe I was there. I believe she was impressed. And she will share a little bit of her story with the students as she encourages them. So first we'll have Roxy's note read by Mary, if Roxy is not there. And then Lanabel, as soon as Mary finishes, please take over.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Roxy, you're here. Glad to hear your voice. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, Tuendelee family. This was my note to our dear donors, mentors, partners, and well-wishers. You influence our lives in more ways than you can imagine. I'd like to show you how. There was a time I attended the Tuendelee Mentorship Day 2025, where different speakers shared their journeys and wisdom. This year, I applied for 3 master's scholarships, including the very competitive Erasmus Mundus MAP, which had over 4,200 applicants competing for only 24 slots. After 6 months of waiting, I opened my phone only to receive a rejection. I felt shattered, disappointed, and overwhelmed with a sense of failure. But then I remembered something Lanabelle, our donor and mentor from the USA, shared during that mentorship day. She spoke about navigating family, purpose, and a journey as a teacher. One thing she said stayed with me. Sometimes it's not that you are not good enough for an opportunity, but that God is protecting your peace and aligning you for something better. That perspective helped me find acceptance. She also encouraged me personally when I shared about a difficult and frustrating workplace. She told me it was my learning season and advised me to keep showing up with grace, even something as simple as saying good morning, regardless of the response. Months later, I am still in the same workplace, but I am grateful because I have grown, learned resilience, and understood purpose in a deeper way. Today, I appreciate all the inputs, mentorship, and support given to us by Tuendelee, the donors, mentors, partners, and well-wishers. Thank you for reminding us that we matter, even in seasons that don't go as planned. With love, Roxy Masimwaizi, Tuendelee alumni. And I will also add, I've not heard anyone saying thank you in German. Vielen Dank and Nampera.
Danke, Roxy. Let's have the reactions and cheers for Roxy as Lanabelle prepares herself. Go ahead, Lanabelle.
Lanabelle was on call, but she seems to have dropped off. We try and get her.
Okay, not a problem. As we wait for that, I'll ask Joshua to put up the donor roll call once again on the screen as we continue saying thank you to our donors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you.
Thank you. Keep shining light on all of us and on our scholars. I will request Gaha to read the note, to read a message on behalf of Lanabel Johnston, who unfortunately has had to leave this call. So Gaha, I'll ask you to share her message with all of us.
Yeah, good evening again, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. So Lanabel was with us at the start of the call, but unfortunately she had to jump because she had an appointment that came earlier than planned. She sends her regards. She says sorry, she couldn't stay until the end, but she shared a note and I will read on her behalf. How did I come to hear about Tuendelee Foundation? And why Tuendelee? I first learned about the Tuendelee Foundation through Gaha during a Zoom call on July 12, 2020. What began as a casual conversation gradually developed into a very meaningful friendship. During the call, Gaha shared both her work with the Red Cross and her side gig, the foundation she had created with Father Dave at St. Monica's Church to help university students from difficult conditions to gain access to college education, particularly in fields such as finance and accounting. We stayed in close contact, especially throughout the COVID period, speaking at least once a month. Over time, I realized that we shared many of the same values. Our lives were deeply centered on faith, and we both felt a strong responsibility to help others. Coming from a privileged background myself, I've always been a believer in giving back and creating opportunities for those who may not otherwise have them. After spending 3 weeks in Nairobi with Gaha last year and seeing firsthand how she runs the foundation, I gained an even deeper appreciation for her dedication. She wears many hats, managing administrative and organizational tasks, overseeing enrollment, mentoring students, fundraising, and organizing alumni gatherings. She's extraordinarily talented and committed, but it was also clear to me that the workload was exhausting and unsustainable for one person alone. My early donations focused primarily on supporting the students directly. Over time, however, I realized that one of the most impactful ways I could contribute was by helping Gaha build a stronger operational foundation for the organization itself, creating a proper support base with assistance in administration, organization, technology, fundraising, and related areas. I believe funds are used far more effectively when an organization is structured efficiently and sustainably. Watching Gaha constantly burn the candle at both ends, I became concerned about the risk of burnout. Her greatest value lies in identifying young people with ambition and potential, encouraging them, and helping guide them towards fulfilling their dreams, not being overwhelmed by endless administrative burdens. It's for this reason that I opted to transfer my donations to support the growth of the organization. I look forward to what the future holds. With lots of love, Lanabel.
Beautiful.
Shukran, Asante sana, and thank you, Lanabel, in absentia, for those kind words. She has reiterated that we give of our time, treasure, and talent. Where you see a need, you plug in. Thank you. Thank you for constantly sharing with us of your not only money, but ideas to build Tuendelee Foundation to be bigger and better. We have a few more notes from our students. We'll have the note from Moses Njoroge, who is a Bachelor of Commerce student at KCA University in the 2025 cohort of Tuendelee Foundation. He is one who, in addition to studying accounting, loves to play soccer. And he is ready to take forward his story, rewriting it for him and the generations that will follow. If he is on call, Moses, I will ask you to read out your note. If not, Mary, please assist us with that.
Dear Donna, I am writing to express my sincere gratitude for the university scholarship, which has significantly lightened my financial burden and allowed me to fully focus on my studies. Your generosity is not only an investment in my education, but also a profound motivation for me to strive for excellence and give back to my community in the future. Thank you again for your incredible support and for believing in my potential. Sincerely, Moses Mwangi.
Thank you very much, Moses, and we continue clapping for him as well. Next, we will have a note from Felicitas Saka. Felicitas is one of our alumni, a CPA graduate from Visions Institute here in Nairobi, Kenya, and has had a remarkable event and impact from the mentorship she has had. So, Felicitas, I invite you to share with us a little bit about your story. I saw you on call, so I know you're there. Felicitas, we'll give you 2 minutes to sort that out. You can log out and log back in as we continue to say Mbuya muno, Tangi, Enda, Wabalanyo. Thank you in Ekegusi, Oshiwambo, Chona, and Luganda, respectively. I will invite Juliet to take us through a little small activity for all of us. So Juliet, and then after Juliet comes on, we can hear from Felicitas. So Juliet?
Okay, everyone, we will now play a short round of Kahoot to refresh our minds. I will share my screen for you guys to be able to participate as well. So on screen, we have a QR code that you guys can use to play Kahoot. So if you have your phone, you can go to the QR code and scan it, and it will take you directly to the game. For those who are unable to scan the QR code, you can go to your web browser and type out Kahoot. That is kahoot.it, and it will take you to a web page that will ask for a game pin. The game pin is the one on screen, 8774631. 8774631. Again, if you want to use the QR code, you can scan the QR code with your phone. If not, you can go to your web browser, search Kahoot, and put in the game pin on screen. Let's continue participating. You can see Shedi has joined. Magero, JK, Rick. So 10 more seconds. And look on screen and see the questions. And then once you have the correct answer, you can just click on the options below. So the first question is, when was Tuendelee founded? And you have 4 options: 2017, 2019, 2020, and 2021. You can see 3 people have chosen the correct answer, 2017. So this is the second question. You have about 15 seconds to answer, so be quick. The 10 people gave the correct answer, which is Tuendelee. The third question is, how many scholars does Tuendelee currently have? So which is 54. And the last question, how many programs does Tuendelee offer? There's 8 people who've clicked the correct answer, which is 4. That concludes our short Kahoot session. Thank you for participating.
Thank you, Juliet. She has gotten us to refresh our brains about what exactly Tuendelee does and the statistics, a few of the stats for the Tuendelee Foundation. I believe we are a little bit more knowledgeable than we were when we began this evening session. So Felicitas, I will ask you to now, hopefully tech will be on our side, to unmute and share your brief story in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Felicitas Saka Kwatemba. I am a proud alumni of Tuendelee Foundation. And a few years ago, my reality looked very different from where I stand right now. I had a dream to pursue higher education, but like many other people, I was not able to due to financial challenges. And it is very difficult to describe the feeling of seeing your peers, people you went to high school with, joining colleges and universities while you just sit there. And but today I'm not here to talk about what I'm missing, what I was missing. I'm here to celebrate the bridge that was built for me. Through the support of Tuendelee Foundation, I was able to pursue my diploma and my CPA. And not only am I the only girl in our family, but I'm also the first person to pursue higher education in my family. This isn't just a personal victory, it is a generational shift. Because Tuendelee opened that door for me, my siblings now look at my life and realize that higher education isn't just a norm for others, it is a possibility for them too. You didn't just fund a student, you changed the blueprint of an entire family. And what sets this foundation apart is that they didn't just provide for my tuition, I was provided with a roadmap in that Through the Tuendelee Foundation Mentorship Program, I gained the soft skills and networking confidence necessary for today's competitive job market. One of the specific goals my mentor and I worked on was building meaningful professional connections. And it was through those very networking skills that I landed my current role as an audit associate at Clivapolo and Associates. I am no longer just a dreamer today. I am a professional contributing to our economy. And to the donors here today, please know that your investment goes far beyond a ledger or a scholarship fund. You are providing the tools for young people to rewrite their stories. I am forever grateful to the Tuendelee Foundation for making my dreams a reality. Thank you for believing in me, even before I had the chance to prove what I could. Thank you so much to the Tuendelee Foundation and the Tuendelee donors who have contributed in each and every way through financial support, through the mentorship program. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you. This is the ROI Jane was talking about. Thank you very much. And Felicitas, we are forever proud of you for what you have done and the shift you have moved, the generational shift you have made for your family. I now invite Miss Christine Okoko, a finance professional whose energy and desire to assist in this journey of developing young minds is almost infectious. She's Kenyan and has been part of the mentorship program, making it very vibrant and successful to date, and has been a witness of growth in her mentee. So, Miss Christine, karibu.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
So I'm on the road. As you can see, I'm in the dark. So I'll just switch off my video. Happy to be here. As you've been told, my name is Christine Okoko. I am an accountant by profession. This is my first experience in the mentorship program. My experience with my mentor has been great. I was lucky to have a mentor who was willing to learn and who was outgoing and who always nudges me and keeps going and just keeps the energy flowing. All the exercises we do and the practicals and the learning that take place, I can see them reflected in her performance and in her reception of her work. For me, as a mentor, I have also learned quite a lot. And first of all, to stand up and be counted. And I just managed to be able to appreciate my experience, my professional experience. And I'm very excited to continue impacting the lives of young upcoming professionals in the finance and accounting industry. And Tuendelee has really, I feel honored to be part of the Tuendelee fraternity. And I look forward to being a donor and partnering with Tuendelee for a foreseeable future. Thank you very much.
Let's hear the claps for Christine. Thank you very much, Christine. We appreciate you and your journey with Tuendelee Foundation. Next up, we'll have another thank you note from one Purity Dopoi. Purity is one of our mentees, one of our scholars from the 2026 cohort, and is studying banking and finance at the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology here in Kenya. Let's have that up, please. Thereafter will be the note from Ms. Vera Bolter, who is an alumna from the 2021 cohort. She was at the University of Nairobi and is very keen on the nonprofit sector and impact. And she has been working towards that. So first we'll have Purity and then Vera.
Dear donor, my name is Purity Dupoy. Thank you for supporting my education. I truly appreciate your generosity and your kindness. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Ms. Bolters.
Your generosity has made a meaningful difference, and we are grateful for your support. It has not only enabled the continuity of Tuendelee Foundation, but has also created great impact to the students and also the society. Thank you, Vera.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We shall now hear from one of us who is a donor who has given of his time, his resources, his ideas to make education of our scholars accessible and possible. He is Italian by birth, but I believe we are right in saying African by heart. He has our spirit as Africans. Mr. Roberto Brudicini, who is a medical doctor by profession and is one of our delegates in Italy. He has successfully helped Tuendelee Foundation register an Italia office this year to help in scaling the impact. Karibu sana, Roberto.
Asante sana, Lucy. And thank you everyone for wonderful things we have been hearing. I wish to also introduce other members of the Tuendelee Italian delegation who are attending this meeting. One is Michele from Taranto, Italy. The other one is Luca from Pisa. And should be also another one by the name of Mark, is the one who calls me Dad. I am both pleased and honored to be part of today's event. These are the words I would choose if I wish to be formal. But in fact, these are the words that I find at the bottom of my heart. There I find deep joy because the foundation exists, and at the same time, I see myself lucky because God has allowed me to know about it. The foundation, as we know, is not ordinary stuff, just another NGO or a branch of an international cooperation plan. No, its strongest asset is that it was born in the heart and mind of an African soul. And that makes all the difference. I ask myself, what is the most important section of the foundation? Is it the donors? Surely without them, the foundation would not be there. Or is it the students? Definitely, they are the very reason of Tuendelee. Is it the staff members and volunteers, the mentors? No doubt, without them, in 2 days, the whole structure would come to nothing. I came to the conclusion that the most important part of the foundation, the bond that makes us one body. I see the donors not proud of giving because they are restoring justice. I see the students not losing their dignity because they are building on the opportunity given to them. I see the assistants and helpers not playing a subordinate role because they make sure that the exchange continues. I see the foundation an extraordinary model of cooperation, which needs to be studied and copied. It is high time that the African mind plans its own future. Are we not tired to be told what is good, what is right, what is just? Soon the African continent will be the most populated in the world. By the end of the century, China will count less than 1 billion citizens. India too will have a population of that order. Africa by then will count about 4 billion people. The continent has already the youngest population on Earth. These are not my figures. I would never be able to produce them. I've gathered the information from scholars such as Professor Jeffrey Sachs, an American economics lecturer, or from Professor Fadel Kaboub, a Tunisian by birth, also lecturer in the States and based in Nairobi. It is said that the next 40 years will be crucial for the development of the African continent. Surely we will need a different environment, both at home and internationally. And that is why we need to grow awareness. And that's why we believe in advanced education. A motto I've heard today says, educate, don't agitate. Violence may bring about some temporary benefit. Education and dialogue bring long-lasting changes. Dear students, the continent is longing for leaders with a vision. Africa has to achieve sooner rather than later food sovereignty and stop importing 85% of the needed feeding stuffs. Needs to attain power sovereignty, not to see again 600 million people lacking electricity. Needs getting out of the trap of aid, which alone eats up to 75% of the national revenue, only to pay interests on debt, not debt. We should not wonder why. The World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and most of the World Trade Organization were devised and formulated in colonial times when most African nations were not there to be asked. I repeat, we need knowledge and dialogue, looking into their eyes, those who make policies. Okay, these are but a few brush strokes on the world we are living in. Among us today, there are much more qualified speakers than I am. I wish to conclude by sharing a dream of mine. This morning, I have listened to an interview by Trevor Noah to Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, a small island of the Caribbean, 280,000 inhabitants, just a fraction of Nairobi. I learned that there, tertiary education is free. Yes, you have heard well. It's free. My dream is that one day the African continent will reach that level and that institutions like Tuendelee will no longer be needed. But till then, long live Tuendelee. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Let's hear the claps for Roberto. the Italian by birth and African by heart. We appreciate you and say thank you to you too for being part of this journey. And thank you for being the epic ambassador in Italy for Tuendelee Foundation. I would want us to have another round of donor roll call. Joshua, please put it up because we are saying thank you to each and every one of you. And for 30 seconds, it can go up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. If you carry nothing else from this evening, you'll carry the words of thank you in the languages of our mothers and fathers, and that there's a place for people like each and every one of you. I will ask Joshua to put up one thank you note from our scholar, Nelson Matata. Nelson is from the 2025 cohort of Tuendelee Foundation, a Bachelor of Commerce student, again at KCA University. He is one very energetic individual and knows what it means to grab opportunity and align for the brighter future. So let's have that note.
You didn't just support my education, you made it possible for me to keep going on the days when I wasn't sure I could. Each semester I complete feels like a shared achievement because you believe in me as carried weight I can't easily repay in words. I am building a future that your generosity quietly helped shape. From Nelson, thank you.
Thank you, Nelson. You are building futures and quietly shaping futures. Thank you, our donors. We continue to say Buega, Shukriya, Tak. Thank you in Meru, Urdu, and Norwegian. Asanteni sana. As I invite another of our scholars, Miss Diana Nduko, to give a final appreciation, so to speak. She is from the 2025 cohort of scholars and at Multimedia University here in Kenya, and is keen to be a beacon of hope for her family. So I invite you, Diana.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but somehow you are sideways. There you go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today I want to give it's a great pleasure and honor to give a quote of thanks on behalf of Tuendelee Foundation. Today I want to recognize all mentors, financial donors, and internship donors. First, I want to give thanks to our financial donors. Your support has made it possible for us to take these programs and ease the financial burden and made us to carry out our education smoothly. Also, I want to give deep thanks to our mentors for your encouragement, patience throughout this journey. I would like to thank you for your knowledge, time, and willingness to support us. It has been invaluable. And you have not only taught us about skill, but you have inspired us to work higher and work harder. I want also to thank our internship donors. You have provided an opportunity for us to gain practical knowledge and also to have industrial exposures and understanding professional world. This has been a stepping stone for our career. I also want to thank you for your generosity and your kindness. Through all those donors for your financial support, you have not only helped us in our education, but also you have invested in hope and growth of our future careers and opportunity, and giving an opportunity for us young minds to achieving our dreams. I also want to thank everyone who participated in this program, the organizers, participants, attendants, volunteers, for your effort and your teamwork for making this event a successful. Thank you all and have a nice day.
Grazie. Thank you very much, Diana. We at Tuendelee are proud of you, and I'm sure our donors are proud of you as well. Now, to close you all up, I will ask one of our scholars, Jeremiah Mzee, all the way from Turkana, to say thank you in the language of his mother. Jeremiah, I think you're on.
Yes,
and you can tell people how to spell it as well.
Okay, currently my laptop has went off because of power shortage. Yeah, but I think you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. In 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Jeremiah Pungure Mzee. I'm from Kakuma and a student at Don Bosco. And from Turkana today, I speak with a heart full of gratitude. Life in Kakuma is filled with many challenges. Sometimes young people lose hope because education becomes very difficult without support. There were moments when I questioned whether I would continue with my studies and achieve my dreams, but through your generosity and kindness, you changed my story. Your support is more than school fees or financial aid to me. It is hope, confidence, and a reminder that someone believes in my future. Because of you, I can continue learning and working toward a better life. You have given me the chance to dream beyond the refugee camp and believe that my future matters. I may not have enough words to fully express my gratitude, but Please know that your support is changing lives, including mine. One day, I hope to give back to my community and help others the same way you have helped me. Thank you very much. And the greetings here is Ejokonoi. Yeah, saying thank you in Turkana is saying Ejokonoi.
Can we all unmute and say a joke noi?
A joke night.
Joke no.
Excellent. Now we can mute our mics again. At this point in time, I would want to invite one of us who is a finance professional and former chairman of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya, ISPAC, and is a board member of Tuendelee Foundation and friend, has been there since its inception, and is one of our very regular financial donor, not financial as well as time donor. Mr. Steve Lugalia, I invite you to, on behalf of Tuendelee Foundation, say thank you to our donors.
Yeah, thank you, Lucy, for running the program extremely well. And thank you to all the distinguished donors, the partners, mentors, and scholars who've come for this meeting today. So on behalf of the board of Tuendelee, I just want to sincerely thank all of you for making time for this very, very special Donor Appreciation Day. And more importantly, I want to thank you for really believing the vision of and the mission of Tuendelee Foundation. We don't take it for granted. So this evening, just looking back at the proceedings, you realize that all these beneficiaries that have gone through Tuendelee Foundation, they've been able to do it principally because of a community of very committed people, you donors. You've heard those powerful stories from our beneficiaries, stories of students who were very uncertain about their future. Today they're pursuing careers, they're supporting families, and even they're mentoring others. These stories, they don't happen by accident. That list of donors over the years, those are the guys. You are the people who've made it possible for them. Succeeded because of donors like you, decided to invest in them. Since registration in 2017, our vision was very simple. We believed that education can transform lives, and communities. Since then, as you've seen, Tuendelee has grown very steadily. It's a very small initiative. You saw the numbers that Gaha shared. But now I think we are a very respectful and very impactful institution. We're supporting students, pursuing the various options in business, accounting, and finance-related courses. What makes Tuendelee different is that we're not only providing scholarships to students, but also we do mentorship, as you've seen. We do help students get internships, and we also expose our students to practicals, and I'll be speaking to that in a short while. So we're helping these young people really move from, most of them are from very, very poor backgrounds. So we really want to move them from being dependents to, having a very dignified life, and basically meet their aspirations in life. And these beneficiaries, we are looking at them now as beneficiaries, but we are looking at them also as future leaders. Not only future leaders, but also future donors to this foundation. So the numbers you've seen, it's a remarkable story. It's a remarkable story. Over the years, the numbers have grown. The applicants, the numbers have increased. The scholars have increased. The mentors have increased. And also the impact of the initiatives that have happened over the period. But we look beyond statistics. We are talking about real people here. We talk about real people, and these are young people, young women and men, whose futures, thanks to you donors, have been actually rewritten, because someone give them an opportunity. And as a board, what can I assure as a board? As you know, we are there to really make sure that the system is properly oversighted. So we just want to assure all of you donors and our partners that Tuendelee Foundation is very well governed and is very, very responsibly managed. And we've got a very strong and committed board. Probably you've seen the profile of some of the board members. And the management is also very active. As you heard from the founder earlier on, she actually decided to stop full-time employment just to go into making sure that Tuendelee Foundation is properly managed. And we're seeing the results of her being in full-time employment of Tuendelee. So the structures are very clear. The role of us as board members is very clear. And the role of management is very clear. And we do keep to our lanes. So in this foundation, we take accountability very seriously. As you know, a lot of organizations, they suffer, mainly because of poor oversight, poor governance. And we really want to make sure, although you're still small in size, but you really want to make sure that we've got the best sort of governance in place, making sure that we comply with any legal, financial reporting requirements, that is important for organization. So I can assure you, remain committed to ensuring that all the monies you give to Tuendelee, all the contributions you make, we make sure that those contributions are properly utilized. Our core business is these beneficiaries. So you're very strict with management around how much of the monies that you contribute should be supporting administration and how much should be going to the core business. And you've given them some very strict guidelines around that. Because as donors, really what you want to see is that money going directly to supporting these young men and women. But there's something else that makes Tuendelee Foundation unique. We want Tuendelee to be very impactful. So in addition to just supporting students, the foundation has got a consulting wing. And this consulting wing focuses mostly on SMEs, providing bookkeeping services, financial reporting services. And as you know, SMEs in this country, apart from having difficulty in getting financing, one of the other biggest problems is having proper structures, and proper financial reporting mechanisms. And these are the things that as Tuendelee Consulting, we try to partner with SMEs to support them. So this initiative, it doesn't only just support the small businesses become financially organized, but it also exposes our beneficiaries, to employment, practical employment opportunities. So if you have any connections with SMEs, or if you have an SME yourself, and you're wondering where can we get this support in terms of financial reporting and accounting, I can assure you, if you try Tuendelee Foundation, Tuendelee Consulting, we do provide that particular service, and we shall be very, very happy to partner with you. You can recommend clients to us to partner with us. So let's grow up, not only grow our students, but also grow these strengthen the SMEs in terms of accountability. So, ladies and gentlemen, the need for Tuendelee in Kenya remains enormous. Tuendelee is just one of those institutions that are supporting students that require support. And I can assure you there are very many bright students out there who look for this sort of support. And I know probably individually, maybe you do also support students in various ways. So I can only urge you that you continue doing that, either through Tuendelee, or even if you have your own private initiatives, continue doing that. At the same time, we encourage you that Tuendelee is no longer just it's not just an idea now. Yeah, we are now an established institution. If you can look at our track record, we've got very strong partnerships, and our vision is very, very clear. We're now looking at scaling up. Now we are at, I think, if I remember Gaha's numbers, we're about 54 beneficiaries. We're expanding our programs, and basically want to deepen our partnerships with both you who are here and others that may not be on this call. And we want to reach even more, more communities. We just, whenever we ask for students for people to whenever we advertise for a scholarship, the response is normally overwhelming. It's overwhelming, and we always ask ourselves, the ones we leave out, the ones we don't leave out because of of limitation of funds, what happens to them? It leaves you, when you go to bed, you got a feeling of we're letting down some people in this country. The people want our help, but we just can't do it. So really want to scale up and see how much we can do for our people. So we really urge you, as your donors, continue supporting us, and please also reach out to your networks and tell our story. So that is my humble appeal tonight. All you donors and our friends, continue walking this journey with us. Some of you have been with us since inception. It's really amazing. I saw some of the names there. It's really amazing. And thank you very much for that commitment. So share our vision, share our mission with your friends, your networks, your organizations, and communities. If you're doing your budgeting for next year, please do think about Tuendelee in your CSR budget. Introduce us to other institutions, individuals, that we can partner with. And also, more importantly, we do encourage mentorship opportunities. And these internships, they're very, very important in terms of our structure. And I can assure you, it's not very easy getting internships. And therefore, we look at you as our donors. We really appreciate the monetary contributions that you give to us, but you'll also appreciate if you can open doors to our beneficiaries in terms of mentorships, either in terms of internships, either in organizations or if of any other organizations that can support us in that particular aspect. Yeah? Because what you're doing is every introduction that you make to us, you change a life, and every contribution that you make to us, you create what we call a breakthrough. And every student empowered today, it becomes a multiply effect, impact on not just the family, but the community as a whole. Yeah. So as I conclude, allow me once again, on behalf of the board, management, and all the beneficiaries from the Tuendelee Foundation, to express our deepest gratitude for your generosity, your trust, and your partnership. Thank you for believing in our students. And also thank you very much for believing in Tuendelee Foundation. And thank you for helping transform these backstories into breakthroughs. May God bless you all, and may God bless Tuendelee Foundation. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those.
Thank you, ladies and gents. Indeed, there's a place for people like you. Your support is the legacy of our scholars. Now we have come to the end of our program this evening. I would like to thank everybody who took part in preparing this, and thank you again, or I should say, Sheshe, Ngea Bonanga, Asante Sana, Mandarin, Zulu, and of course, our national language, Swahili. Asante Sana. We shall have the closing prayer, the Tuendelee prayer by one of our scholars, Shedi, after which there will be an appreciation montage going on screen. And I thank you very much for spending your time with us. It has been a pleasure and honor. Lucy Bwangi, have a good night. Abundant blessings to you and your families.
Good evening, everyone. Let's have the Tuendelee prayer. Thank you for what you have done that we feel has been done well. Where we may have failed, we ask for forgiveness. What may be yet undone, give us the strength to pursue, and what lies ahead of us, give us the hope to succeed, the wisdom to perceive, and if need be, the humility to accept. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen.
Amen. And bye-bye.
Joshua?
Thank you, everyone.